1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. The road team will be starting with Pamboy Raimundo. Mac Cardona will be starting his fourth game in 6 matches this season for the Tatakgel, joined by Jason Ballesteros, Mike Maestre, and Kenny Rocacurva on the other side. San Juan will be beginning things with Royce Alforque, Sean Jackson, Aldrich Ramos, Arvin Gamboa, and Nico Panganiban. So different sets of starting units to begin for both of these squads. San Juan and Binyan, one of the top teams in the north, going up against one of the top teams in the south. Magandang gabi muli sa inyo mga kaliga. Javi Palanya joined by Coach Mike Perez. Miss Mika Abesames is at courtside. Binyan takes the opening tip. The Tatakgel, Coach, they have seen a lot of good moments this season, but also a lot of disappointing moments.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think that is one of the reasons why they had to bring in Warren Bonifacio. A big man that can actually create from the outside, make good decisions, score if needed, and who's got a very good attitude and pretty much a team player. And I feel yun ang isa sa mga key pieces na idinagdag para dito sa Binyan. Samantala ito namang San Juan Knights, talagang patuloy pa rin. Yung core ang nagdadala talaga dito sa kanilang team. And they only added Aldrich Ramos, one of the key additions for them, which I feel on the big man stat is very important for the Knights.
One very well-oiled machine itong San Juan Knights, but Kenny Rocacurva making sure that Binyan gets the first 2 points in this game.
And you expect that Binyan is always, at every opportunity given them, will keep on attacking that lane and test the interior defense of itong Binyan.
Yes, sorry Coach, di na kita napatapos dun. What a pass that was by Arvin Gamboa.
Oo naman, grabe. Arvin Gamboa, I feel underrated no?
He has been one of those players that have been flying under our radar.
Exactly.
This season has been a revelation para sa kanya. We've seen him get an uptick in minutes, and he has repaid that trust by Coach Alex Angeles and the San Juan management by a lot of improved play. Not just in the numbers, Coach, pero makita mo yung attitude, yung confidence, talagang tumaas din para dito kay Arvin Gamboa. This is our assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
And I'm surprised actually that they also keep on attacking that middle lane of the floor, understanding that may rim protection itong Binyan in Jason Ballesteros. And just a good create. Once he saw that Jason Ballesteros got committed on him, easily give it up over to Arvin Gamboa underneath.
Sean Jackson only averaging a shade under 4 points per game. He will also be participating on All-Star Day this Saturday. That's going to be September 6 at the Alonte Sports Arena in Binyan. You could see Sean Jackson participate in our slam dunk competition.
Well, that's going to be very interesting. Yung slam na yan, competition na yan.
Joe Gomez de Llano is the defending champion of that contest. Of course, we will also have our 3-point shootout, our All-Star executive game, and siyempre, our All-Star game between the North and the South. Royce Alforque able to get 2 points there underneath, cleaning up the mess for the Knights.
One thing about the Knights, they are actually #1 when it comes to bench points, roughly getting about 51 per game. And one of the reasons why they are #1 in that department is because their starters have been pretty solid. And guys just manning the field until that point in time when the bench support starts coming in and joining in the battle.
Cardona, although he missed the shot, playing good defense there against the downhill Nico Panganiban. 5-2 is the count. Almost 3 minutes gone by here in the first. Ballesteros fakes the handoff. Ramos going up against his former Gilas 1 teammate. Saves it to the wrong guy. Air 88, that's Kenny Rocacurva getting it inside.
A lefty that can control his balance despite the defense and the angle that he's in. And that's what makes Kenny Rocacurva very special.
Well, this guy has been showing a lot of special play as of late. Ito si Royce Alforque.
Oh, isa pa yan sa mga dahilan kung bakit they can afford to have AC Soberano or Lanwamar coming off the bench because Royce has pretty much been a very able starter para dito sa San Juan Knights.
Meanwhile, Coach Boyd Fernandez has relied on Pamboy Raimundo for years now. From their time with NLEX in the PBA D-League to now here in the MPBL, it hasn't changed yung trust na binibigay ni Coach Boyd kay Pamboy Raimundo. Aldrich Ramos hitting from the baseline for San Juan. Good aggressive start for Aldrich Ramos sa laro na to. He has 4 points.
At yan naman ang hinahanap mo rin para dito kay Aldrich. I'd like to think that he is actually pacing himself, waiting for the big games such as this one to start, you know, contributing significantly. And that's just the beauty of having a veteran big man like Aldrich who has good IQ and good range as well to make shots.
That time though he misses, but Alforque collects another possession here for the Knights. Gamboa wants a clear out against Maestre. Face up, jumper is good from the elbow.
Again, you go back to that cliche, hand down, man down. Arvin Gamboa, pretty much a perimeter machine. 15 feet in, count on him to make those shots.
Already stuffing the stat sheet early on. 3 points, a rebound, and a couple of dimes para kay Arvin Gamboa sa laro na to as we approach the halfway point of our first quarter. However, he will be called for a foul here. There's personal laban sa kanya.
Maganda ang shooting so far ng dalawang teams na ito. 50% and 42% very early. And I feel that they've been very intentional. They like taking shots early in the offense.
Maraming salamat sa LGR, the official outfitter of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Raimundo knocks down the first.
And then things I feel the intensity would start ramping up soon as the bench support comes in.
And that is why the brilliance of both of these teams are almost ensured because of the depth of talent that they have.
Yes. Yun naman ang importante. Lalo na kung playoff team ka, the deeper your roster, the better it is for you. Leak out.
Roca Curva skies and scores!
Oh my! Yung yung balance talaga no? He was leaning towards that shot. Left-handed guy to finish it off with the right. On the move.
Feel ko, Coach, ganun ka rin ng kabataan mo, no?
Hindi.
Gamboa from the left flank. What a start for Arvin Gamboa.
Well, extending your range. That is very important for Arvin Gamboa. He is now 2 out of 3 from the field. Hit 1 from 3. Gets that block. Boy, the Blue Shirts have been very active defensively.
14-10 is the score. Sean Jackson, the hoop and the harm.
One thing is clear. Arvin Gamboa is gonna look for Sean Jackson every time in the open floor.
My goodness, this fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke. Sean Jackson justifying his start in this game with that big basket and one.
That's just understanding the value of a contact when you're within close proximity to making a shot at them. He just threw it up there, and thankfully, sabi nga nila, kahit na anong preparation mo, nandiyan pa rin yung factor ng luck. And I felt that he was lucky that shot went in.
He could not capitalize on the bonus. Couple of guys now checking in for Binyan, Warren Bonifacio and JJ Pido to help aid Kenny Roca Curva, Pamboy Raimundo, as well as Big Boy Hernandez pumasok na rin dito para sa Binyan. Almost a steal there by Wamar, but he runs out of space there.
Look at how much time before they brought in Orlan Wamar. It's almost just 6 minutes na walang Orlan Wamar sa floor, but the guys held the fort. And might I just say that Sean Jackson is checking on Kenny Rocacorba, and I love his defensive stats. He looks very athletic, and he's always ready to defend. Here we go again.
Jackson may tangan ng bola, in and out, loses it. Ramos picks it up.
Slip.
Alforque, the pass to Aldrich Ramos. He felt that it was going to be a miss. That's going to be a foul from the Knights to stop the fast break. Jackson picks up his first. This 3-point shot of the game is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Years ago, maybe you would see Gamboa hesitating with this shot. But right now, this season, it's been a different Arvin Gamboa. Much more confident with that outside jumper.
3-point shooting Arvin Gamboa.
Oh!
Unlocked.
Everything but the finish there for Roca Curva.
And the guys of the San Juan Knights, much as they are, dead last when it comes to rim protection, and roughly just about 1.8 per game, their guys continue to challenge. Maybe they don't get the block, but it's not gonna be that convenient for you to get inside the paint and makatapos ng madali.
North All-Star Mike Calisaan has just checked into the game for the Knights. Sean Jackson getting a lot of high fives on the Knights bench.
Oh no.
Gamboa, can he hit another? This one's short. Bonifacio gets it to Lopez. Bam to the left side. Pido pulls it out. Bonifacio takes the jumper. Yes, sir.
Just as the doctor has ordered. That's why you get Warren Bonifacio. Perimeter catch and shoot can be part of that delay action when you have a big man acting as the decision maker in the offensive coordination. That's pretty much Warren.
One of the most efficient big men here in the league, shooting almost 50% from the field overall this season.
Tsaka yung size ni Warren, very deceiving din. See that good pass, that good feed by JJ over to Warren.
Apat ang hinahabol dito ng Tatakjel. Lopez had some pretty good minutes off the bench in their last game against Caloocan. Leak out, Calisaan gets the roll on the shot, and that's gonna be 3 points the old-fashioned way para kay Mike Calisaan if he makes this bonus.
And if you're wondering why he is the most efficient field goal shooting big man, that is exactly the reason why. He gets fed real well by his guards, and he does not even have to put that ball on the floor to go on multiple dribbles. He's just that quick.
One of his strengths, definitely. In my opinion, sila ni Andy Santos ang nangunguna dyan sa departamento na yan.
Yes.
Rim runs by bigs in this league.
Yes, agree. So even in the half-court game, when you try and speed up the game, he still works. Mike Calisaan, short roll and all. You really just have to find him and make him decide on how to attack that rack.
Renzo Subido now at the controls. The roll by Hernandez. Big boy gets that foul back. San Juan's Reynel Hugnatan will be called for that personal.
Well, one might argue that there wasn't enough contact right there to be called on Reynel Hugnatan. I felt that Big Boy was pretty much out of balance in that situation.
Hernandez able to knock down the first free throw.
And he just provides that needed additional big man inside para dito sa Binyan.
Check out our special deal from 1xBet when you scan the QR code and claim your special offer. First 2 points in the game for Tristan Big Boy Hernandez. Favorite ni Richard Tampos yan.
Big.
Ron Denison against Renzo Sobido. Denison has the height advantage.
Oh, wow.
Fakes, goes one way, goes the other. Ron Denison showing us the moves.
He brought everything in there, including the kitchen sink with that move.
Pati tayo, napasama dun sa fake.
Oh. Buti nga yung camera, hindi napasama sa fake, pero ang ganda nun.
Well, we're going to have to see that again. This is our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. One player who has certainly improved his offensive game throughout the years, that's Ron Denison.
At kung ikaw ay batang manlalaro sa napakaagang edad na ito, yan ang halaga ng faking, either shot fake, fast fake, and a good footwork. And that time around, he just continues to attack that defense. He loves this matchup with Renzo Osobido on him.
23-14. Lopez turns the corner, floats it up. That much short, couldn't get his own miss. The ball ends up with Orlan Omar. Calisaan hammered there by JJ Pido.
And that is the only way that you're gonna stop Mike Calisaan. That's the only way. There are 4 big men inside the floor. And he was the quickest one to get to the other end.
Ang matindi kasi dyan, coach, sa kanila ni Adi Santos is they play a huge role anchoring the defense of the respective teams. But then sila rin ang mangunguna sa kabila eh.
Tama. Absolutely. And even if you put him on the top of the key, much like how Warren Bonifacio would play on what's called a delay play, kung saan yung big man yung parang pinaka-point guard mo sa taas, kaya rin gawin ni Mike Calisaan yun eh. Kasi ilang dribbles lang yun, mag-handoff na, ibibigay na, tapos mag-short roll na siya.
San Juan not really starting off very well from the free throw line in this game. That's 2 straight misses for Calisan. They're now 2 out of 6. San Juan was 37 out of 43 against Quezon. Mantakin mo yun.
Oo.
Actually, a lot of free throws between the two teams dun sa laro na yun. Pido, that one's short. The shot clock winding down, but he still did have 7 seconds to work with. Wamar inside, that's a walk.
Travel, right.
Took 1 extra step upon hitting the brakes.
The one thing that some coaches would love to do, once that ball gets driven from a wing side down the middle, and you've got that weak side corner filled, they try and get that basket cut from the corner. And so to have that defense preoccupied on the corner side.
Pido, this time much better setting of the feet, but still could not hit on the jumper. Last shot time, but Calisan is ahead. Denison still recognizes the game clock. Calisan, di nagmadali dito. Hugnatan, libreng-libre. Late ang close-up ni Big Boy. That one's missing. Bonifacio pulls it down, and that is gonna do it for the first 10 minutes of action.
This game, so far in the first, up by 9, 23, and 14.
Beda, di ba, Coach Mike? Kwento ni Coach Alex Angeles, Coach Boyet is really a big brother to him, never gatekeeps his knowledge. He still will never forget the time when he was one of his greatest advisors during his South Finals championship with Bacoor. But not tonight. They are not friends. Kahit nandito ang kanilang mga San Beda family, with Coach Jude Roque there watching. But Coach Alex would like to capitalize on their fast break points with about 21 per game for San Juan. Have you, Coach Mike?
Maraming salamat, Mika. Excellent report right there.
Oh, yes.
Coach Alex Angeles and Coach Boyd Fernandez. Klarong-klaro doon sa report ni Mika. Di mo na sila magkaibigan tonight.
Pero pareho silang bedista yung hinawakan na team, and both getting, what a steal by Cranial Veloria.
Playing the passing lanes there was Cranial Veloria. Pero ito si Coach Alex, naglaro at nag-coach para sa San Beda.
Yeah.
Coach Boyd naman, he brought a championship to Mendiola.
And I like that Mika mentioned about Coach...
Actually, not just championship, no, championships.
Yes. And I like that Mika mentioned about Coach Jude Roque being here, because I see a batchmate of mine who's seated next to Coach Jude is G-Boy Cabochan. He's a batchmate of mine from grade school all the way to high school. I understand he's in local government. I think he's one of the doon sa side ng Bulacan. Good undergo stab right there by Kalisa.
That was our assist of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. This is actually a very good-sized crowd for a Friday night, as we see once again. That's Jackson Corpus with KG Canaleta on the side of Binyan. Nakita natin si Jackson kanina, katabi si Coach Alex Angeles during our second game between Batangas and Gensan.
Yes, pretty much. Talagang inaantay itong laban na to.
Oo. I mean, these two teams, yung kanilang mga communities, very star-studded talaga. And when I say communities, not necessarily playing for them, pero yung mga supporters nila,
Yes.
and mga kaibigan nila, as you see, Bam Lopez, one of the more underrated players that has blossomed here the past few games for Coach Boyet. 27-17, 10 pa rin ang lamang dito ng Knights.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Papa Ray finding Michael Calisan underneath.
Some coaches would call that a rocket pass, when you involve a big man in a little pick and roll action and that other guy finds another guy underneath inside the paint, either rolling or camping inside.
Bonifacio, that's his spot. Could not get the bounce there. Calisan with a rebound. Orlan Omar, di pa masyado nag-iingay sa laro na to.
Oh, look at that touch
Denison
passing.
had time to set,
Look.
and that's a three-point shot. Ron Denison blows a kiss to the bench.
Look at that touch passing by the Sun One Knights. They love going downhill. First opportunity for a fast break, they'll get it. Then they'll try and speed up the game on the half court. A touch pass involving Ron Denison for that made three.
7 points off the bench, including this three-point shot of the game, brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. This is now a 15-point lead for the Knights. They lost 84 to 83. They did have a chance to win that ball game, but Calisan was well defended in that last possession.
My opinion actually boiled down to that one inbound play by Quezon where LJ had nowhere to go. He really just spun around and got that contact, thankfully for him. But overall, it was really good shooting as well for Sun One. They shot, what, 41% in that game. They shot 31% from three. Maybe a little average for Sun One in that department. Pero pagdating dun sa points of turnovers, 10 versus 14, there were -4. Fast break points, di naman ganang kalaki yung difference. It was only a -6 in that department. So clearly, it boiled down to endgame execution.
Well, talking about execution, San Juan has been executing to a T in this game. Calisan now with 9 points off the bench, extending this Knights lead to 17. Pinoy Sakuragi has now checked in for Binyan. Kick out to Pido. Lopez defended by Denison. Pido pulls up, jumper from the elbow. Too strong. Pingris the rebound. There's a foul against Denison, which he quickly acknowledges.
Ganda rin ng matchup sa ilalim. Well, you could say Rainiel Hugnatan and Mark Pingris, but this one right here, just a good feed. You cannot front against Michael Isan because he's just too good inside.
That was our play of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. This guy could get a lot of buckets in a hurry. Ryan Sawal, but he misses on the jumper. A push caught there on Jmar Gimbayan.
Tingin ko yung shooting kailangang i-ramp up doon sa perimeter, kaya pinasok nila si Ryan Sawal, not just on the perimeter, but even on the outside. And you've got a couple of really good offensive rebounders in Jmar Gimbayan and Mark Pingris. And I feel Jmar is gonna be fast enough to run with Calisan in open floor in case he runs. Oh my goodness.
They go to the alley-oop, but short there was Calisan. That ball will stay with the Knights.
Tsaka si Calisan always ready to receive, no? And that's why his guards are looking for him.
I think what's happening right now is Binyan, they seem surprised by the passes being made by San Juan. Coach Alex Angeles will burn a timeout.
Nood lang.
Talaga.
Oo.
Of course, Coach Yong, the head coach of the league-leading Abra Weavers, will be the head coach of the North All-Stars this Saturday, September 6 at the Alonte Sports Arena, the 2025 MPBL All-Star Day.
And you know what? Speaking of the Abra Weavers, they are so good right now that they most probably might end up with 28-1. That's how good they are. Well, of course, depending when they go up against San Juan, they'll be battling them out in their fourth game, in their last fourth game.
Lopez could not hit from three. Villoria, that pass was a little bit too forward for him to have a decent shot attempt. So the Knights will set up, but a quick pass inside by Rainiel Hugnatan goes to Mike Calisan, who makes quick work of the defense.
For the most part, teams in the middle ball action would try and create downhill. This time, kung ifo-front mo na ifo-front si Mike Calisan, they'll just pass it over that guy. And ang hirap nun kasi ang pumapasa si Rainiel Hugnatan, ang tangkad din eh.
This lead has ballooned to 19. Binyan has been in a drought for the past how many minutes already?
And they have scored only 3 points so far.
Calisan this time facing up against Ping. Lopez will push. Lopez goes all the way for two.
And that really just might be their best chance of scoring. Leaking out in open floor, where you most probably will only have Mike Calisan, but Mike Calisan is not always going to be down there to try and defend. You would have to contend with the guards and your bed. Oh, wow!
Once again, they leave Calisan open. They were fronting him again. Denison will try to shoot another one. This time it's a miss. His first in the game. Was on a hot start sa laro na to.
Pagod na si Mike Alisaan. Nagbabasab na siya. Kailangan naman, hindi mo siya short yung tira na yun kung hindi siya pagod.
He is still human after all. I think that's the sign. But he will come back recharged, so Binyan still better watch out. This is our fast break of the game, brought to you by Extreme X-Play. On the go speaker, take your music anywhere. You saw how far Lopez took off there.
And really, I love that Lopez started sprinting downhill to try and attack that side of the floor. So Wal's got to make this.
Off the back iron. That will stay with Binyan.
That sure looked like tap by Pingris. So you see Mark, palipat na siya sa kabila. Alam niya siya, huli nakatapik eh.
Well, referee Karina Martin correcting herself there, and there definitely that last touch was on Ping.
Ping didn't even bother. Bumaba na lang siya. Alam niya, ako huli nakatouch eh.
Cuellar, bagong pasok sa laro na to. So is Kevin Villapando. Bonifacio picks up a foul there. 13 foul on the Tatakjel.
I like how Binyan is really trying to, in their best effort, speed up the game by pushing the ball the other way. And they got to be consistent with that. Now I love this pressure from Binyan also.
JC Cuellar assessing the situation. That three-point shot is off to the right.
And so far, this trio of Villapando, Galinato, JC Cuellar, in all the 3 possessions that they've been in, they've come up empty. And so, medyo konti calibrate pa para dito at pag-warm up.
Villapando has taken on the role of trying to wrestle with Warren Bonifacio down low. That's a very tough task.
You might be faster than him going to a spot, but if he claims his real estate down there, it's going to be very hard for you to stop a Warren Bonifacio.
Quickness doesn't really have much of a factor when you're trying to jostle for position down low.
Lalo na kung matalino rin yung player.
So Wal continues to miss. That was way off the mark.
Way off.
San Juan into their set. Past the 5-minute mark of quarter number 2. Two-man game between Momar and Papare. Hugnatan misses. Roca Curva spins away from Momar. No numbers here for Binyan. Nakababa na rin ang ibang teammates ng Tatakjel. Bonifacio picks it up. Roca Curva at the left corner. Attacks middle. Air 88. Able to get the basket in one.
That is their best bet really to score. To find the open man somewhere outside, generate a long closeout, and attack it. Look at that. Naiiwan eh. Oh, wow.
And no rim protection by Reynel Hugnatan. Didn't even bother to challenge that shot anymore.
But was there enough contact or... I didn't think...
I think the foul was not on Reynel Hugnatan, but on the guy who closed out.
Orlan Momar?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, it's on the line. And they're trying to chase a 15-point deficit. Kaya ba? Meron naman talaga sila definitely in pyesa eh. They just gotta get stops in succession and produce points as well.
But so far, it's only Kenny Roca Curva who has been relatively successful in scoring against the defense of the Knights. 14 kalamangan nila dito. Hugnatan leans in. That's no good.
There you go.
Pamboy Raimundo collects it. Raimundo against Cuellar. Bonifacio sets a screen, twists it. That's a terrible shot attempt by Pamboy. Cuellar quickly to Galinato. He rises, it scores! John Galinato!
It's just, you know, a chase for whoever's gonna elevate first. And that time, it pretty much took off before that defense could even come in Warren Bonifacio.
He used that angle. At saktong nakapatagilid dun si Warren Bonifacio.
Yes.
Oh, we're seeing some cheers from the crowd because this early, Joseph Ubalde has been called from the bench for San Juan.
One of the hometown favorites for San Juan, a long-time player who has represented San Juan in numerous tournaments. Just love
Champion
story.
yan.
Oh, at saka sarap ng ganyan mga kwento, di ba?
Oo naman. Let's see how he can impact the last 3 minutes and 6 seconds of the first half. He will be tasked to guard the Pinoy Sakuragi. Pingris backing up against Ubalde. Pingris could not score on him. Villabando pushing it. Goes to the left side. Galinato attacks Pamboy. Raimundo is right there with him. There's a foul against Pamboy. No, it's a foul. I thought referee Jay Castroverde was going to signal a travel.
That was a hold.
It's that slight burst of quickness from Galinato, getting him that advantage against Pamboy Raimundo and drawing the foul. Galinato, among the third stringers in this game for Coach Alex Angeles. You see there his numbers, 5.5 points per game this season. Two players rather who are not in uniform for the Knights tonight. That's Ace Soberano and Dexter Marquez. That free throw was brought to you by Extreme Appliances. Ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Binyan will burn another timeout here. They're down by 19 points. 2 minutes and 48 remaining in the second. Against the South All-Stars, which will be headed by Coach Eric Gonzalez of the Quezon Huskers. Of course, aside from the All-Star game between the North and the South, we will also have our three-point shootout, our slam dunk contest, and our All-Star executive game. Orlan Momar will be starting for the North anew. Boss Monching Talisayan, the Binyan Tatak Gel, among the many celebrities on the side of the white shirts in this game. KG Canaleta also in street clothes for this one. So a lot of contributors not suited up in this game for Binyan.
I just want to give props to Coach Yong Garcia, who has definitely elevated, how the style of play of the Abra Weavers. It's been a ride ever since that loss to Pasay, and everybody just woke up to the reality that, hey man, we can't just be that complacent.
Yeah, and I love that he has stepped out of the shadow of Coach Randy Alcantara and has embraced the opportunity to become a first-time head coach at the professional level for a team that's really stacked with talent. So the pressure, alam mo naman yan, sobrang laki, but he has delivered.
Oh, tsaka ramdam mo yung every time that you watch him coach, you kind of feel that conviction that, hey guys, this is what we're gonna do. And you gotta trust the system, trust your teammates, and the necessary preparations involving, game day and pre-game day.
Di siya nagpapadala sa talento na meron sa team niya.
Pwede naman kasing relax ka na no? Lakas naman ng team ko pero hindi. Naka-prepare pa rin
There's a stoppage in play here. Our referees noticing some contact underneath on the rebounds play.
Basket is good for Mike Maestre.
Maestre will have his basket be counted here by our officials. At may foul na may tatawag laban sa Binyan. Tingnan natin yung nangyari dun. Here you see Jaymar Gimpayan. Oh no, that shot should be credited to Jaymar Gimpayan.
Yeah, that should be for Jaymar Gimpayan. Yeah, that's right.
Kanina kasi yung nasabi ni Miguel Perez si Mike Maestre.
Oo nga. Well, they corrected that now.
Binyan still down by 16 though. Gimpayan could not convert on the bonus. Galinato turns the corner, stopped there by Roca Corva. Galinato gives it up to Villapando, who momentarily loses it. Culyar, corner pocket three, way off the mark. Reset here for the Knights. 1 minute and 28 to go in the first half.
Middle ball action with the curl under, and the shooters lifting from the corners.
Galinato renewing his rivalry with Kenny Roca Curva. It will go the other way.
And you love how they too have been, speaking of the Knights, been very methodical with their half-court sets.
But Binyan, they've been forcing some stops, coach.
Yes, agree.
However, the shot making still not yet very rhythmic para sa Binyan.
Hindi makakuha ng magandang rhythm eh. Di naman yung shot attempts. It's only a +2 for the San Juan Knights.
Well, that's an open look. An open look para kay Mike Maestre. Another 3-point shot para sa kanya, this time from the opposite corner. And that brings the lead of San Juan down to 13.
And in here, you really just waited for Ubalde, made that mistake of trying to help out on the middle ball action with Warren Bonifacio being a threat, trying to post up down the middle of the floor, but Mike...
Oh, Miss Danica Soto in attendance here, of course, in support of her better half. Mark Pingris, who plays for the Binyan Tatak Gel. His team, though, down by 13 points right now. They need all the support that they can get. Lots of pretty faces inside the Phil Oil Center on a Friday night. This is the main game of our triple header today. Tomorrow, we go to Palayan City in Nueva Ecija.
And then some of the fans have actually been here earlier. See that Arlene?
Panahon mo yan, coach.
Oh, Arlene Mulak, right? Panahon mo.
That's off the foot of Joseph Ubalde.
Oh
Sorry,
my
did
God.
I just put you on the spot?
I love that Javi put me on the spot. Hindi ako magtuturo ng iba. Akin na to. Tama ba, Jeff? Si Jeff yata kilala rin.
43 to 30. The Tatak Gel have the opportunity to chip away at this deficit.
Yeah, now they're trying to defend against Warren Bonifacio.
Ooh, Raimundo had a shot attempt there.
Oh, yeah.
Bounces it off Villapando.
All smarts right there for Pamboy Raimundo.
But for the most part, coach, makikita mo talaga the defense of San Juan has been unforgiving.
That's the thing. They play both ends. And they play with a lot of mobility. No, hindi yung stand around and wait for that action. They generate actions on the weak side and even on the ball side.
Rocacuerva forces his way through the baseline and draws a foul.
And when you look at that drive by Kenny Rocacuerva, that just shows you that it's been not that easy to defend the primary defender right in front of you if you are Binyan. Because normally, mga ganun layup, iwan na yun ni Kenny, di ba? Pero, that defense keeps sticking even as he tried to drive baseline.
You just saw the free throw story. San Juan going 5 out of 10. Binyan is now 6 out of 7. The Knights were up by as much as 19 points in this game. It's down to just 11. Oh, Miss Badet, and of course, Mr. Dennis Abella in the house.
Well, a lot of celebrities watching tonight.
Ngayon.
Tsaka iba dyan kanina pa no? Even in the second game because naintindihan nila yung implications sa playoffs eh.
So good attendance, good reception, and we're hoping that we will be able to fill up the Alonte Sports Arena on Saturday. Ooh. Shot from the corner, no good. Galing kay Sabandal. Rocacuerva puts it up. Oh, no, I thought he was trying to go glass, but that was way short by Kenny Rocacuerva. That's gonna do it for the first 2 quarters. San Juan pretty much in control of this game, and that's courtesy of a lot of people, but mainly because of one of the North All-Stars, Mike Alisan, 11 points in 8 minutes.
Just 8 minutes, but boy, look at the impact of Mike Alisan. And when he came in, that's where significantly this game has shifted on the side of the San Juan Knights.
The Knights up 43 to 32. We'll be back for our